Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Wuthering Waves reaction. Today we have the Sigillum boss theme because it's from the new version. That's basically the only reason I'm getting to this one. I've seen people talk about this boss theme specifically around the internet. Not so much my usual function of actually using my own comment section for the request this time around, just seeing what the hype is around this specific theme. So I guess without further ado, let's go! I already love the mood it's setting. Also, really cool stage. I've always loved the, like, water floor thing. I don't know, just looks neat. Oh! Oh! I think I suddenly understand. Woo! Okay. Oh! Oh! Woo! Hello. There's so much happening, it's hard to talk about it. Okay. A little bit of like R&B flavored pop going on now. Whoa. Vocally at least. This is insane. Who put Tim Henson on this song? Okay, there we are. It's like I couldn't find ground there for a second. All right, I'm assuming that was just like a quick cut to the next phase. Oh, now it's completely different. Holy shit! We're getting back into that sound from earlier now. That's insane that it cut out, came back with something new. Now it's bridging it a little bit. Oh. Sorry that I don't know the lore there, but those two characters looked very much alike at the end there. I'm sure there's something going on with that. But holy fuck, the music. That's what we're here for. That's what I'll talk about. All right, I was playing around with this one a bunch. I love what this song was doing. It was confusing as all hell, don't get me wrong, but it was also an absolute blast to play around it and figure out what was going on with this one, because it did a lot of movement. The whole song was, I mean, I know they have phases, of course, but this was literally like 3 different songs, 3 different keys even, as far as I could tell, and just insane levels of effort on that side, just making sure that the song fit the moment, the mood, whatever was happening on screen. I love the tone shifts between like the adding the pop stuff when the other character decided to take over the situation. You could really feel that difference in there, a little bit more electronic stuff, a little bit less metal focused, really getting that juxtaposition between them and still keeping track of everything, which is so hard to do. And just, I mean, the song was a mess in the best way, but that's exactly what makes it fun. So just to start off where the song did, that gave it away that is in F minor, which you'd be like, okay, sure, F minor, why is that relevant? It starts in F minor. The song starts there. The second it kicks in, that's out the fucking window. Suddenly we're in A minor out of nowhere. It might be A minor. I'm assuming it's A minor based on where the song starts, which is that chord, but it could also be played to the feel of C, which is a very poppy style, very accessible key and has basically all the white keys, nothing else going on there. The only difference between the two is that since they're relative keys, they use the exact same notes. It's just where you start the scale. That's basically it. It changes the feel of everything. So if I was to do the like A minor scale, okay, right? But then if I do C, you can see where it ends there. It feels much brighter ending here than ending here. So it's like, whoa. But where the brilliance lies on this is how the harmonic scales come into play here. This will also come into play with the final part of this song, that final phase we get. But for now, all you need to know is this song kind of sits around here, right? A minor. And this entire progression is super popular. There might be a slight variant, but effectively the progression they're going for here is a super popular one designed for drama and tension. A minor, D minor, F, E. And for those who might know a little bit, you'd be like, well, doesn't E have that in there? That is an A flat or a G sharp, and that does not exist on the white keys I mentioned earlier. It's not part of the natural scale, but it is part of the harmonic scale for A minor. So you're allowed to use that as long as you're using it for harmonies. It fits well within everything else. So the A minor, absolutely no black keys there. D minor, again, nothing. F, nothing there. And then the E. This actually tripped me up a little bit because I thought it was an F minor, and I was thinking what could be using the F minor while keeping that other progression the same, because like especially the E and the A minor were dead ringers for this song, and I almost got caught up on that, but I was like, oh wait, harmonics, duh. So E, and of course, standard F. So it just kind of keeps things together. The reason that I say that this might not be the exact progression, but it might just be working its way down from the A minor to the F to the E and completely omitting that D minor in there. I played it with the D minor there with the song, and it did kind of sound a little bit off. I played it with a D. The note wouldn't really fit in the key, even the harmonic scale. So I was like, okay, whatever. But that's all beside the point. The point is, that's where the song kind of hooks you, you know? And then, like I said, having the scale that they have and the flexibility they have, the ability to have the pop vocalist come in here and just start ripping on that song is exactly why that feels so good. It adds this drama, and that progression is famous for the drama, so it just adds all of that punch that you need for this song. And then as you keep going, and obviously everything else is adding more confusion and stress, and there's plenty of tension here, lots of scales going on, lots of different effects, everything is adding this tension and really getting the chaos involved in the song. But then we get a new key coming in here that I'm pretty sure is G minor, and that's a weird one, because again, we've moved multiple keys here. We've had F minor, we've had G minor, we've had A minor. Why all these keys? Because we're shifting the energy of the song and where the drama lands, where we need that position to be in order to be as powerful as it is in every given moment. So the key of G is a lot more straightforward than some of the other ones. It's just literally You know, that's it. That's the key you play in until they get to the guitars in there. And then they're like, you know what we need to do? We need to use the natural harmonics again. So the way that they do like that one guitar, like the boop, 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 in the very, very end, like right before the song wraps up, this is only in the harmony scale there. It's not part of the main scale itself. So it's just changing things up a little bit yet again. The main key of G minor would end here on the F, but we get a little bit of a lift and a little bit of leeway on the harmony to be able to go up into that F sharp, and that creates a whole new feel to the song, almost like a Phrygian step. And if you don't know what Phrygian mode is, one of my favorite modes of music, there's a bunch of them, and that's one that feels a little bit more like that Egyptian scale style of feel, and that's what happens when you include things like harmonic minor scales into the mix of everything else. You get a little bit more of like a stairway, a walkway that allows for a lot more freedom and room for the song to just expand upon itself and just become so much more epic than it really is at the start. And again, I love this chord progression. It's so good. It's such a perfect progression to shift between this like metal epic energy and this like much brighter, poppier sound. That is absolutely fucking brilliant. When I said, did they have Tim Henson on here? That's one of the reasons I said it, because he loves to play in that sort of a field and use those scales to really get things to feel super tensive. And for those who don't know who Tim Henson is, he's the lead player of Polyphia. He's insane prog band. It's absolutely, if you never heard their shit, go listen to them. Nuts. But again, I loved the shaping of this song, how they decided to make every single part of it so specific to the characters that were in control at that moment. And hearing everything go on, all that chaos really played into that. Having all these electronic things happening constantly. The synths were going nuts, like more nuts arguably than the guitars were, which were definitely doing their fucking job. Having plenty of sample work in here, just really making sure that it was as messy as possible while having as much fun as you can with that wheelhouse, just playing with the playground you're given and absolutely saying fuck music theory for a second. Let's just do this. Let's separate things out, make sure that it fits the mood 100%, then we can worry about the rest of it. And by doing that, they made an amazing song with plenty of flexibility that you can just do whatever the hell you want in. There's every option possible with what they made. I don't think there's a single note on the keyboard that they don't utilize in this song. And I know it's technically a couple of songs at that point, but the whole point is you can go anywhere, do anything. I don't think there's a single chord on the keyboard you're not allowed to touch. In all of music, you can do whatever you want to, and what they did was the best they could in only about 4.5 minutes worth of process. But anyway, I've yapped enough. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to get to something else from Wuthering Waves, by all means, drop in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!